What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Collider Studio at San Diego Comic-Con 2023. I am lucky enough to be sitting here with the team behind Mother Nature. Show those books off.
Look at us.
They're beautiful in person. Beautiful in person. Congratulations on your work.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jamie, I'm coming your way first because I was reading that you first started thinking about this idea when you were 19.
Yeah.
So two-part question on that. What sparked the idea at 19, and now that it's finished, what is the biggest difference between how you envisioned it back then
such
and
a
the
good
finished
question.
product now?
See, I told you, that's why Collider's so good. I was 19 years old, and I don't remember the exact thing that happened, but I knew that we were blowing it. I knew that the environment was telling us something. I knew at 19, a girl raised in LA, that somehow we were on the wrong track. And I had this story in my head, but I didn't really do anything with it. And then after I finished the 2018 Halloween movie, I got my mojo back for independent filmmaking, storytelling. I saw how creative David Gordon Green was. I started to write out the story. I started working with Russell, my young Padawan co-writer, who then really took the story into a different way, really reminded me that the story is called Mother Nature. I had made it more like a father knows best kind of story, and we turned it into together Mother Nature, about two mothers, two daughters in Catch Creek, New Mexico, where Cobalt Electric is coming up with a bullshit way of water purification, taking fracking water and making it drinkable, greening the environment. And it was a story that we were working on, and Karl Stevens is an artist who I collect the work of, and I sent him the story, and he wrote back and said it's a graphic novel. So where it is today is it's a much more graphic story. It's much more visual than it ever would have been in my original idea. It's very dark. The opening image that I am showing you is what happens in Catch Creek, New Mexico, when an oil derrick breaks and slaughters the father of one of our protagonist, well, she's not really a protagonist, she's an antagonist, one of our characters in the book. So it has gotten very deep, very dirty, very bloody, viscerally angry. And it is now fully realized in this gorgeous book by Karl.
Many follow-up questions to what you just set up there. Jamie and Russell, one of my absolute favorite things to talk about in this industry is when two creators find the ideal collaborator in each other. So can you tell me a little bit about when you first met on Halloween, and also maybe something specific you saw in the other that signaled to you, yes, this is a good partner in this business?
My story, as I said, was father knows best. It was very, father's the worker, mom's not the worker, blah, blah, blah. And Russell, who I had started working with, came to me and said, let me have a crack at it. And what he understood was that I had missed this inherently important part of it, Mother Nature. And he made this what it is, because it would not have been in my version.
There are so many, with a story that deals with environmental themes, there are so many, there are 20 different parts of my brain that are being pulled in different directions about the possibilities of what this can be. And I think that collaborating with Jamie, and the thing that I love about it as an artist, is that Jamie always reminded me of what her original conception was, that this is a ride with vicious, gory kills, and that we can put a bunch of ideas in it, but it has to all be focalized around that kind of righteous anger, that very emotional perspective. And that excited the hell out of me.
Also, what Russell did is that it takes place in an indigenous population. And I acknowledged it in my original version, but Russell literally came to me and said, we cannot do this. We cannot make this book with Karl unless we honor. And just explain a little of what you did.
Absolutely.
With that aspect of it, because it's all Russell.
We started on the ground research for this book 4 years ago, or for this project 4 years ago in New Mexico. That's when we learned that this is this takes place. It's nicknamed Four Corners because a major form of energy that has been harvested in America is the remnants, the skeletons. It's all still here, and a lot of it is on Navajo land. And we had collaborated with several Navajo artists, including Brian Lee Young, who wrote the afterword to this book, and they saw what we wanted to do, and they saw the emotional perspective that we were speaking from, and they helped vocalize that and helped tell that with their creation myths respectfully, and help making sure that we were serious and we understood their culture and we understood the culture that we were also representing, because it's a very multicultural story.
You guys are doing a great job teeing up so many different details. I want to get into more, but first, Karl, I want to come your way with a broader question, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, you two wrote a script first, and then you saw the graphic novel potential in that script. So
Yes.
what was it about that material that you thought would best be brought to life in the graphic novel format?
Well, the way that the script was written was just so visual. I mean, all the descriptions just really painted this, like, incredible portrait of this place and this time, and I just was immediately just like getting ideas about like how it would look, and like that, like that really alone is what did it for me. And I mean, of course, like the message. I mean, I've always wanted to do a book that did address like the problems of climate change, because I mean, since I've been very young, I've been hearing about it, and I've just haven't had an opportunity to really express those concerns like with my work.
Okay, now here's where I get hyper specific. I hope you can answer this, but of everything you read in that script, is there any particular visual that you were most excited to bring to life via your work? But then I also want to know something that wound up being more creatively fulfilling than you ever could have imagined to draw. Oh, we got examples.
Yeah, I mean, like there are several. I like the opening scene with the oil rig collapsing on the father's head. The like hailstorm too, like that alone was just an incredible, like set piece to me. And I work in ink and watercolor, so I thought that I could make it like very like painterly, and it's like that excited me. That
It's beautiful.
You're going to laugh, but I put on a wall natural ways to kill people. And then I put on a wall characters. And I did it like with index cards. And do you remember those assignments as children where they would put colors down a line and then fruits, and you had to draw the line that corresponded to the fruit? I did that on my wall with string. I was like, oh, Bud is going to get a pickaxe through his head on a black ice accident. The father of the football player is going to get his head blown off by hailstorms. And speaking of hailstorms, I don't know about all y'all, but if you just go on YouTube or Instagram and you just Google hailstorms, recently the climate crisis has created these insane hailstorms. And in ours, can you hold this for 1 second?
Of course.
Right there. Thank you. So in ours, for instance, a football player is playing football with his father. The hail begins. The father gets it. Hold, please. Wait. The father gets it. The son gets it. And then the aftermath is, I just had it. Oh, wait, I'm doing it backwards. I'm like the bad Carol Merrill. And then, this is the result of what happens. It has to be, thank you, it has to be gore. We have to pay attention. And the beautiful part of a graphic novel is that it forces you to pay attention because it's graphic. It's a graphic interpretation of ideas. Mm-hmm. And I think Karl does also these gorgeous vistas of what the world should look like, the way the world looked and can look again if we pay attention, and the grim reality of what in fact is happening.